support the Toronto Relief Fund. We are students for the
Well, after 6 long years, the executor of the estate is still fighting with the American cousins to stop them from taking the money.
Stay on it. There's a real danger afoot there.
That's right.
Hmm?
Well, this Miller sees women like rabbits on a farm, expected to outbreed each other. He's insulted half the human race with the stroke of a pen. In this day and age, of all things, a baby race?
Government business is Max's territory. You're women readers. They don't give a damn about politics.
What could be more interesting? His government's policies or society gossip, fashion, and recipes?
That's right, sweetheart. You know the stuff normal dames talk about.
This whole business is a slap in the face to women.
The whole business is a slap in the face to the God-given sanctity of man's last will and testament. And if this government overturns the Miller will, it will set a precedent that none of us can live with.
Hear, hear.
So, can we move on, please?
There are ways to defend the sanctity of a man's last will, Mr. McLean.
Yeah, thank you.
Wait a minute. The law cannot uphold that which is contrary to the interests of its citizens. All of them.
And to think, some people think women should be in politics. Thank God you're the only dame in this office. With your thinking, sweetheart, we'll be bankrupt within a year.
We've got to take a stand on this, Mr. McLean. This could be the biggest women's issue since suffrage. Were women interested then? You don't think your women readers are going to be interested now? I bet they're going to be outraged. And, sir, not one newspaper in Canada is reporting it from this angle.
The court ruled that the Miller will is valid. They made the right decision.
And will that ruling finally put a stop to both the American cousins and the government from trying to take the Miller fortune?
Oh, yes. And it will stop others from ever trying to interfere with a man's last will and testament in the future. It's a great day for all citizens.
For all citizens, pardon me, sir, but don't you think this ruling does nothing to rectify the insult that's been paid to our female citizens?
There are many deserving women out there, and the one that fulfills the conditions of the will by having the most babies is going to the winning circle.
You make it sound like it's a horse race.
That's it. A horse race.
Oh, you're not serious, Mr. McLean.
I am. Deadly serious. I want to know who's leading after the first lap. I want to know who is likely to come from behind. You find me every woman that's had lots of kids since
October 31st,
1926.
All right. And I want photographs. I want lots of photos. Lots of photos, lots of mothers, lots of photos, and lots of babies. You find them and you sign them up. You sign them up for the
Great Toronto Stork Derby.
Stork Derby.
What? Mrs. Kennelly?
Yes.
I hope I'm not interrupting you. I'm Kate Harrington from the Toronto Daily Star, and I would love to talk to you about the Great Toronto Stork Derby.
Oh, no. My husband doesn't play the horses. Go away, you're interrupting.
Let me explain. You could win $1 million.
Ah, yes.
Please, just spare me a moment of your time.
$1 million, me? Are you kidding?
No. This explains it. Essentially, a very wealthy man, Charles Miller, has left his money to the woman who has the most babies 10 years from the day of his death, and that was in 1926. Now, I've checked the registry, sir. Your wife is definitely a contender.
A what?
A contender, it means you have a good chance of winning.
Oh, ma chère madame. I got a good feeling about this. We've been making a baby every year since we married in 25.
And another one on the way.
See?
I'm sorry, I understood that you had 6 children since 1926. I only count 4.
Oh, yes, this is because we had 2 little angels that died very young. Do you think this is a problem?
Clearly says that the money goes to the woman who's given birth to the most children.
How many others are joining that? Comment qu'elle a appelé ça, non? Ah, doesn't matter. I'm very good at making babies.
Yes, but doesn't it bother you that Mr. Miller sees making babies as the best thing a woman can do?
It is the best thing a woman can do. There is no joy like being a mama. No, Mr. Miller sounds like a good man to me.
Yes, but wouldn't a good man use that money to help people?
What? You tell me I could win his $1 million and now you're asking me to get upset about it? I will tell you something. This man, he was trying to help people. He sounds like a very kind man to me. Don't you think so?
What I think doesn't matter. It's what you think that interests our readers. The Toronto Daily Star would like to offer you an exclusive contract. We'd like to pay you to take pictures of you and your family. So long as you don't speak to any reporters from any other newspapers.
Wait a minute. You'll pay us?
75 cents a picture. We write a little piece about you in the paper. When did you come to Canada?
I was born in Canada. I married Tony when I was 15. He came over here to marry me. All of the children were born right here in Toronto.
You work as a full-time interpreter for the courts? With all of these children?
Hey, you know, put in paper, huh? My wife, she work hard, but no business of people to know I find no job, huh?
So how do you feel about making money for having babies?
I don't know. This is the most idiotic thing I've ever seen. What next? We'll be taking wagers?
Want to sign up, sweetheart? Well, I guess we know what those fathers are doing with their spare time, eh? And they say unemployment's tough on a fella.
Just jealous, Max.
Miss Harrington, come. Come and see my little angel. Congratulations. Come. Congratulations. Thank you. I will tell you something, Miss Harrington. I look at my little Charles, and I wonder what this world will hold for him. And then I think about Mr. Miller and his generous gift, and I have that special feeling again.
How can you be so sure you'll win?
Because Mr. Miller promised me.
How did he do that?
I have the power of second sight.
This will not sell newspapers, Harrington. You're not going to hook people's attention with this. Can Kennellys afford another Miller baby? Who cares?
We do. We care.
Nonsense. Woman claims to have second sight, for crying out loud. That's your story.
I thought we were a serious newspaper, not some rag.
Look at this. Look how happy she is. People love that. I love that.
You haven't seen where she lives. You have not seen how
It's
hungry...
Vivian Kennelly's business. How she lives is not yours. Don't make the news. You write the story the way I told you, and you take it down to printing.
Hard day at the office?
Sam, you gave me a heart attack. What are you doing here?
Well, sitting at home waiting for you to call was no fun, so I decided to wait for you here instead.
I should never have given you those keys. You're impossible.
No. You're the one who's impossible. Impossible to see, impossible to reach, impossible to spend time with. Have you eaten?
I have no time, and I'm starving.
Great. Well, I've made your favorite. My famous chicken stew with dumplings.
Yes.
Mademoiselle, see?
Thank you.
So, you want to tell me about your day in the trenches?
Hugh tore a strip off of me. He made me rewrite my entire piece. Well, nobody gives a damn about these families, what they're being dragged into, how they're being duped. Just show me smiling faces, he said.
Well, he's right, Kate.
He's right.
Hey, the last thing anybody wants to hear today is the truth about what a mess the world's in.
This is good.
Oh, glad. Sweetheart, listen to me.
Don't.
Don't what?
Don't ever call me that. I swear to God, if Max calls me that one more time, I'm gonna take his pipe and I'm gonna shove it so far up his ass it's gonna pierce his heart.
And you eat with that mouth? Where did you learn that? Finishing school? Look, Hugh's on your side, Kate.
Sure.
But he's learned an important lesson. Truth is not always necessarily the best policy. As long as it's correct, it need not necessarily be precise. The favorite ploy of all purveyors of truth, keep the masses distracted. Hugh knows what truth to dish out, what dose, what opinion.
Son of a bitch.
Excuse me?
He wasn't joking.
Why do I get the impression you haven't heard a word I said?
He hated people, not just women. That's why he did it. The old bugger knew exactly what would happen. Why did Mr. Miller leave such a strange will?
Even if I knew, I could not divulge it to you. It would violate lawyer-client privilege now, wouldn't it?
Yes, of course. This baby clause it's odd, coming from such a well-respected legal mind in our community.
Make of it what you please, Miss Harrington. But I can assure you, Mr. Miller had a very good reason for everything that he did, especially when it came to the law.
What possible good reason could he have had to lash out so maliciously at these poor mothers? Isn't it true if it wasn't for his own mother, he would never have been able to pursue his dream of becoming a lawyer? I know that his father wanted him to stay and work on the family farm, but his mother secretly saved money to send him to law school.
That is Mr. Miller's private business and not yours.
People are saying that your good friend was some kind of a twisted prankster.
Charles Miller was no prankster. He was an extremely serious and thoughtful man.
Then tell me, Mr. Cunningham, why would a serious and thoughtful man leave a will like this? The baby race is one thing, but he left his brewery stocks to the temperance movement, his racetrack stocks to the church, and my personal favorite, a mansion in Jamaica to 3 men who despised each other.
You people have turned Charlie's last wishes into a bloody circus.
We believe, the Social Service Council of Canada, that an important message is not being delivered in your Derby coverage. We believe that the suffering of the poor must not go unnoticed in this contest.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Very good. I would like you to help us get our message across. I would like your paper to feature an article which would counsel women on the choices available to them in regard to practicing birth control.
I would love to, Reverend...
Reverend Clara Sinclair.
But I can't. I could go to jail. As I'm sure you're well aware of, it's illegal to both practice or advise women on birth control. It shouldn't be, but it is.
Very good.
I would love to do a whole series of articles on this, but I can't. And that is what we have to attack first. The fact that we can't even write pieces of...
You misunderstand me, Miss Harrington. I do not mean birth control for general use. That would be immoral.
I beg your pardon? You've no idea what you're talking about. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do.
My voice will be heard.
Good for you, but it'll land you in jail.
You have a duty to educate your readers. This competition is repulsive, and the competitors vulgar.
Repulsive and vulgar indeed, sir. You are both.
Can I help you?
Oh, I'm looking to join that Stork Derby thing. Is this the right place?
It is indeed, ma'am. Max McLeod's the name. I'm the fellow you want to talk to.
Thank you, sir, but I want to speak with that lady writer.
Hello, Kate Harrington. How can I help you?
Hi. Do you have someplace private?
Certainly. This way.
Isn't that a dandy, eh? Derby mother takes on New York, another winner. Harrington.
I've seen her. She comes running out of the house. She's got a log and she's clobbering him. Oh, she's unbelievable, Vivian. She is a tour de force. She's fearless. She's determined. I admire her. No, I admire all of them. Take Gina, for instance. She works as a full-time Italian interpreter for the courts. Plus, she runs a smooth household, and she's a sweet person. How can she manage to do all of that? No, can you imagine a man juggling all of that responsibility? Oh, and then there's Mrs. X, and I'm not allowed to tell you who she is, but Sam, she walks in, and she is so beautiful.
Enough. But Vivian, Gina, Mrs. X, and the Derby. I want to have you all to myself for a while.
Really?
Yes.
Hello?
Harrington, did I wake you?
No, I had to get up to answer the phone.
We just got a tip. Gina Benaghi had popped another one last night. She's bringing the baby home today.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm on it. Here they come. Congratulations. Welcome home. Here.
Let me help you.
Leave us, huh? Leave us. Come.
Hey, Mike, whoa, where's the fire?
I gotta go. Baby's real sick. I gotta hit the nurse.
Bennett, change your plans.
Oh, no, Miss Harrington, not now. Baby Charles is very sick. The nurse!
What's the matter? Let me see. Oh, my God. What's happened?
He was bitten by a rat. He cannot breathe. Where's the nurse? Don't, please don't.
How long have you been waiting?
Since the middle of the night. He should be here by now.
Maybe you should take him to the hospital.
I've got no money! Do something, Miss Harrington, please. You have a car. Go get the nurse, please. Go get the nurse, please, now.
Yes, of course. I'll get the nurse. I don't know where I'm going. Where's the nurse?
56 Squeeze Street.
We gotta get this in. This is a great story.
Kidding me? We gotta go get the nurse.
Harrington, this is front page news, and we got a deadline. We don't make it there in 15 minutes. They're gonna go with the Banaggio story like everybody else.
Miss Harrington, please go now.
He's coming with a nurse. Come on.
Please.
There's no time. Let's go. Come on.
Please go now. Hurry up, please. Please, for me.
We gotta get this in.
Please.
Let's go. Harrington.
Go now. Hurry up.
Harrington, please. Let's go.
Go.
Mike is coming. He's coming with the nurse. I saw him.
Let's go. Let's go.
I promise you I will not let this go unnoticed. Mrs. Kennelly, I'm so sorry for your loss. Why don't you leave them in peace?
Vivian? Vivian?
You stay away from me and my family.
She's a jolly good woman. Congratulations. You've been named Woman of the Year by the Press Association for your Derby coverage.
Congratulations, sweetheart.
I always knew you'd make a good newspaper man.
Oh, what a great day you chose for a picnic.
This was supposed to be different. I had other plans.
Oh, you did?
Yes. The champagne, the food. I wanted to tell you in a different way.
Tell me what?
I've been transferred to Paris.
You're being...
Let me finish. I'm gonna take a position. I'd like you to come with me.
Oh, Sam. Not now.
Why not?
Because my work is here. And I'm just starting to make a difference.
Just asked you to be my wife. I want to marry you. What's wrong?
I thought you, of all people, would understand.
Understand what?
That I like the way we are. We have fun. But we have our own lives, and we still have each other, and I love that.
And I love you. But I want us to have a life together. You know, have a family of our own one day.
That's not what I want. Why do you have to change everything?
Because I'm normal, Kate. It's a normal thing to do.
A nurse in Eastview has been arrested for handing out information on birth control. I'm going to send Jerry up to cover the trial.
Good. What about the Stork Derby? Only a week to go, huh? Want to finish up with a bang.
People are writing in from all over the world to see how they can join. This one's from Egypt. We've got over 500 from India, about 380 from the United States, about 20 from England, and 1 from Malta.
Who was that?
That's Mr. X, or one of them. Now, don't get your knickers in a knot, girl, but we're gonna have to spill the beans on Mrs. X before that rat sells the story to somebody else.
I promised her I would keep her secret. Give it to Dan.
It's for you.
Kate Harrington.
Kate, can you take this one too?
You lied to me. You made my life a living hell. I can't go in the door without being cursed and spat at. Are you listening?
Look, it was your Judas boyfriend turned you.
Don't you blame him.
Miss
He made a
Harrington,
promise to
you
me.
can take my picture now.
I have a moment, fellas.
Oh, private. They're just doing their jobs, right?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh.
All those babies that don't even know it's their papa.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
My Mike, you can be sure of this. He made all my babies.
There's something to be proud of. And you, I trusted you.
You know nothing about trusting. I trusted you, and then you make fun of me in your goddamn newspapers.
No, if it wasn't for me and my goddamn newspaper, you would have never heard of Miller or this Stork Derby.
If it wasn't for you and your goddamn newspapers, maybe you would have used your fancy car instead of your fancy camera when my baby child needed a nurse.
It's true. It's just a joke to you. It's something to sell your newspapers.
No. I put my heart into this, and I tried to help
My
you.
children can't even walk home from school without people calling them dirty names. Policemen came into my home. They treated us like animals.
I could sue you. I could sue you for breach of trust.
Sue me?
Yes! Did you ever listen to the cries of hungry children?
Look, it was Mr. Miller that dreamt this up, not me.
You know nothing about Mr. Miller.
It's crazy. Don't you dare talk about her like that.
It's over. It's over. My name is at the top. I'm the winner. I cannot read, but I can count. I'm the winner. Don't you want my picture?
Mrs. Kennelly, you don't think... The newspaper doesn't decide. It's not up to us.
What do you mean? It's your Stork Derby?
Miss Harrington, so good to see you again. Do you know June Sumner from the London Times?
Hello. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm a big fan.
Mario Baldelli, Italian Foreign Service.
How are you doing?
We are very interested in your Canadian baby contest in Europe. Hitler and Mussolini have started paying women there to have more babies.
Who are those women?
Decent women, leading decent lives.
What do you mean, decent? What you really mean is good white Anglo-Saxon Protestant women with working husbands. Is that your definition of decent?
There, Miss Harrington. Perhaps it is a shock to you to find they wanted none of your Stork Derby circus. They didn't require your assistance. You're wasting your time. They won't talk to you.
Kate Harrington.
Sam?
Sam.
Oh,
Kate.
I can't believe this.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine, thanks.
This is wonderful.
I just got back. It's getting dangerous in Europe now.
Sam, it's good to see you.
Likewise.
Can we get together?
Colette. Kate, this is my wife, Colette. We met in Paris.
Yes.
Colette, this is the famous Kate Harrington I've told you so much about.
Nice meeting you.
It's good to see you, Sam. I gotta go.
Quite a day. You all right?
Compared to Vivian Kennelly tonight, I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Well, that bad, eh?
We've been had, Hugh.
What does that mean, Dad?
We played right into his hand. We provided Cunningham with all the ammunition that he needed to destroy that poor woman's character.
You stop beating yourself up over this.
Well, how about this for my next one? We publish A public apology.
Apology? For what?
For our role in this whole damn Miller madness. We were wrong. What we did to those women was wrong.
We did nothing wrong. The Toronto Daily Star stands by its position. We simply reported the news as we saw it.
We did more than that. We practically invented it as we went along, just to sell more newspapers than the next guy. We took the Miller bait!
All right, Kate. You listen to me. You are a good newspaper man. Yeah. Now, you leave the Stork Derby story alone.
Dear Mr. Miller, when you came to the end of your days, did you consider how the infamous Clause 9 of your will would so adversely affect so many people? Did you intend for Mrs. Vivian Kennelly to be so mercilessly abused in that court you held in such high regard? And that we, the journalists, would provide the ammunition for that abuse?
Hey, Harrington, what have you got to say about these? Harrington, I detest betrayal. I detest the way you betrayed the paper, the way you lied to the printers saying I approved this rubbish.
It was the truth.
You have nothing to say. It's of interest to me. And you won't be there at the finish line either, dearie. Max has taken it from here. As of this moment, you're fired.
You know, Harrington, the one thing I've learned about telling the truth in this business, it doesn't exist. There is no truth, only interpretation. But keep on going after it, and you'll be a better newspaper man than I am.
See you around, sweetheart.
This is a miscarriage of justice.
Smile for it. Smile.
I will appeal all the way to the King of England himself.
Are you going to talk to Mr. Miller directly?
Me too. I too will appeal.
Mrs. Brown, if you win, will you finally do the right thing and get your kids back?
Enough is enough of this madness.